Welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. We beat the ant lion, even though it was supposed to be peaceful. Whatever.
Wait, is the little rat fuck from the beginning of the game a prince?
Yep.
Yes.
This is what I meant at the beginning of the commentary when I said that there was a subplot going on with this kid, but it doesn't really contribute a whole lot to the main plot. It's just there. Yeah, it gives Freya a chance to say more stuff about being Burmesian.
Cool.
Hey, King, I found your son. Oh.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Freya herself has a subplot going on with her lost love and all that, but it doesn't really come up a whole lot until the ending. And I think this is actually where she meets her lost love again. Is it in Clara that she meets Sir Fratley?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and well, you know, the game just sort of drops that plot. Like, it's not something it really dwells on. But oh, right, the dancing thing.
Yes, I was about to interrupt you. Say now, time for river dancing.
Yeah, you want to know something funny? I think this exact dance is an emote in Final Fantasy 14, like the step dance part.
Like the exact moves.
I don't.
Does it summon tornadoes?
You know, I don't think it's the exact moves because these rat people have some pretty goddamn complicated leg joints. But yeah, you do have a step dance.
Do you think somebody like choreographed this like by actually dancing before programming the animations into the game?
Yeah, with Sakaguchi himself. It's got to go like this,
tap, tap,
and this,
tap, tap, tap.
and this. Not a centimeter off, or you're fired again.
You know, it's nice to watch until you actually, you know, pay close attention to what they're doing with their feet, because as soon as they start moving around the area, you notice that they're just sort of sliding around while they dance.
Yeah, so majestic. How do they do it? Okay, now it's getting a little more complicated. Okay, now it's not anymore. Damn it. This is one of those scenes you immediately remember from Final Fantasy IX, only because it's like the only time this fucking happens.
Yeah.
And then the strings.
And then the strings snap. Oh, that was such an awful performance. It's like I have nothing to do with these people.
Such a terrible omen.
It's an omen that you need to buy a better harp.
The dance had the opposite effect of what they were trying to do.
Because the harp has some sort of treasure crystal item attached to it. Not an elemental crystal, I think, but, you know, just a magical gem thing.
Oh man, that dance was so terrible that it created a gigantic, like, space-time rift.
That wiped away their only defenses.
It's a terrible omen of what was to happen 2 seconds later. The tornado wall goes down. And now that the defenses are down, obviously they're open to invasion, which is about to happen in another 2 minutes.
Right on cue. It's like they had something to do with it.
Hey guys, we weren't invited to the Burmesian dance party. Aw, damn it, we should go invade those assholes. Hey, their defenses are down. Oh, how convenient.
Fortune has smiled upon me this day.
Yeah, well, this is the part where things go from bad to worse for Freya.
She doesn't ever catch a break, does she?
No, that's why I said in earlier parts that Freya, I think, goes through the most shit compared to, well, I mean, up there with Vivi or Garnet. I think Freya comes a pretty close third.
Yep.
Well, obviously Kina goes through the most shit, John. I don't even, like, he's the only one we see eat.
No. Quina eats shit.
Yeah, Kina doesn't even go through anything. She's just there.
Oh wait, I was wrong last part, and you know someone's probably already ripped into me for the comments for this, but I said Bahamut destroys Clara. Actually, no, I think it's Odin.
Odin destroys Clara.
Yeah.
Bahamut destroys
Alexandria. Yeah.
Alexandria.
I got those two mixed up. This is the first Final Fantasy game where actual summons play a part in the story, and you know someone's gonna say, "Oh, Final Fantasy VI." No, I don't mean the actual. I don't mean the characters that you summon. I mean the summon magic. Espers were never summoned during the story. They existed, and they became magicite, and then they became summon spells. But once they became summon spells, they basically played no part in the story. They were just something you could use.
The only other example I can think of is I think, like, in Final Fantasy IV, Odin was the actual king, of Baron and like and like the real king was like killed, or I don't remember. I haven't played 4 in about...
the King of Baron was Odin. When he was killed by Cognazo, he was able to live on as a summon.
Okay.
There are stories about how you get your summons in previous games, and that's all well and good. But this is the first game that addresses what happens when someone actually summons something. You know?
Again, yeah, as a weapon.
Yeah, it's the only time the only time up to this point that you ever saw summon magic used outside of battle screens.
To an extent, 6 did that. At some parts.
No, I seem to remember Rydia ripping a goddamn hole in the goddamn world map.
Yeah, Rydia, you're right. With Titan in the beginning of the game, yeah, you're right. That is an example. 6 did some of that too. With more of the.
Did she summon it outside of battle screen?
It was a
no, but the battle had outside implications. So
yeah,
I think it's close enough.
It was a cutscene battle anyway. You couldn't like attack her or anything. So
yeah,
I guess that's...
And 6 had some elements of that with the War of the Magi cutscenes, where they clearly say that Espers were the reason why shit went down, and Espers are that game summoned. So,
well, Espers existed as their own, entities that fought on.
But I think the point is that Final Fantasy IX did it gloriously, and the first to ever do so.
Yeah, it's just, it's such a stark contrast to what I was doing in Final Fantasy VIII the first time I played, which was summoning Leviathan in the middle of Balam City to fight Fusion and Raijin. It's like, tidal wave, through the end, nothing happens. With these two people.
The hell are these assholes doing?
They're extracting the Eidolons.
Wait, hold on. Did I turn on the Exorcist by accident or something?
Yeah. What a lovely day for an Eidolon summon, wouldn't you agree?
Okay, so at this point in the game, can you summon... Well, I mean, like, earlier. Can you summon Eidolons with Garnet, or is she just a white mage at that point?
She's just a white mage.
I assume you could cast a summon if you grinded for 6 years and got to level 99.
I think even then, someone with a Game Shark hacked levels, and no matter what, I think the summons are always grayed out.
And you can only use them once a story flag is activated.
Yeah, when she removes the mental block.
Okay.
That's lame.
For story purposes, it makes sense, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know, it's just like, it's lame that you never even, like... I imagine that there's probably people who tried to grind that long just to see if it worked, only to find that their time was wasted.
It would take... Well, the thing is that it would probably take days. Literal days to grind. Hundreds of hours to grind that many levels at that early point in the game. people
have done that. And that's pretty much the life of any Final Fantasy XI player back in the day. And don't get me started on Final Fantasy XIV, the original cut. Oh, God.
There are some people that do it strictly for research purposes, but I still feel for them as like, what else do you do with your life, man?
Little do you know, they're accomplished scholars in music.
Yeah, I know. That'd be the joke, is like they're accomplished billionaires. I was like, oh, fuck, well, by all means, grind away.
Yeah, but, what was I gonna say? Oh, the other thing that I wanted to say about Odin, though, is that Final Fantasy IX is, one of the games where he has 2 attacks, and you actually get to see him use his Gunge Lance in the CG when he destroys Clara.
He had that in 7.
Yeah, it's one of Odin's lesser-known abilities, but in some games, Odin has 2 attacks, and which one he uses triggers based on whether or not he can instant kill the enemy you're summoning him against, because Gunge Lance is his pure damage attack. And I actually use Odin a lot late game because of that in this, because he's just more MP efficient than Bahamut is.
Bahamut looks cooler, but let's face it, he has way less miles to the gallon.
Yeah, when you've got Garnet's boost ability equipped, Odin does 9,999 damage, which is the maximum Garnet will ever get with any of her summons. So
is that
Odin
after
is the best
finding
summon to use?
Is that after finding the item for him in was it Ispin's Castle? I think it was.
It might be. I haven't played through 9 for a while, actually. So some of my wires are crossed. But I just remember that whenever by the time I'm at Memoria, I'm always summoning Odin, and that makes it a bit of a bummer because you have to wait that long to get Arc. And
Arc's cool, but Christ, it takes forever.
Arc's cool, but his summon animation is so long, and he ultimately doesn't do much more damage than Bahamut or Odin.
Can you ever break the damage cap in Final Fantasy IX? There are some no, okay, because I know some games you can, but
yeah, Final Fantasy X had that. The entire draw of the ultimate weapons in Final Fantasy X was that once you had the ultimate weapon unlocked, it broke that character's damage cap, and it broke the damage cap of a specific summon. And the only summon in the game that could break the damage cap without an ultimate weapon was Anima.
Yeah, which is what made her better than the others at first. I think the Maga Sisters also can inherently break damage cap.
They might be able to, but I don't think they have as much raw power as Anima.
And Yojimbo could just fuck everything in the ass with Zanmato if you're lucky enough.
If you're lucky enough to get it. But no, actually, I think Yojimbo needs Arn's ultimate weapon to break the damage cap.
Well, I was just more talking about how Zanmato just instant kills pretty much everything.
Oh yeah, it's the game's version of the end.
Yeah, we're Doom.
Did you ever do the disc lid trick to get the end in Final Fantasy VIII?
I have not.
It has that thing where if you open the disc lid during a battle, it'll eternally hang on loading battle moves.
Oh, so I did. I think. All right, then I didn't see how you're getting. I did something similar in Final Fantasy VII. If you multicast regen on everybody and open up the disc lid, everyone hangs, but your HP still recovers from regen.
Yeah.
Oh, and can you fix it by just closing the disc?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you close the disc, the battle resumes from where it left off. So you could use this. You could abuse this to keep regen going, and you could also abuse it to infinitely go through Selphie's limit break slots until you got the end, which was basically the easy way to beat all of the super bosses, because the only thing the end doesn't kill is the final phase of the final boss.
God damn.
Okay then.
Yeah. Hey, you know what the animation for the end is? Have you seen it, John?
I have not.
It's just a grassy field and the words "the end," and then it fades out and the enemy dies.
It's like the ending card of a fucking sitcom or a dramatic movie.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man. Anyway, invasion happening.
And thus begins what a lot of people classify as Ziddane's curse.
What is
for Final? Every area Zidane visits, something happens to it.
Oh well, no, that's just the main character curse. What are you talking about?
No, but Zidane specifically.
Can I just say, and this is not another fan service complaint, but it bugs me that for some reason Beatrix's soldier girls are all wearing plate helmets. Like, they've got shields, and for some reason, leotards.
It's to it's to emphasize that they're women is the big thing. Like, not like, oh my gosh, sexy, but that they're actually women. Because I think that you probably, like, if you wanted to do, like, practical female armor, it might be a little bit more tricky to make them look feminine with it on. Again, I'm also talking out of my ass.
Well, yeah.
I think it was I think it was intentional to make the female soldiers stick out from the male soldiers.
Well, yeah, because that's supposed to underline that they work for Beatrix specifically. So there's a point to it in this case. But it just, from a design standpoint, that kind of it makes my brain hurt. Why would anyone wear a leotard with a plate helmet?
Like, all you have to do is swipe at their legs, and they should be useless. But
that's what the shield's for.
No, not even from a practical combat standpoint. It just, looking at it makes my brain hurt. Why would anyone wear a leotard and a plate helmet? It's like it's like they stopped being a warrior at the neck and became a rogue.
Didn't the soldiers in Troya in Final Fantasy IV comment on their battle gear, saying specifically that they may not look like, they're not exactly dressed for armor, but they're agile and it's fashionable.
Yeah. Well, there is something to be said about, like, the mobility you get by not wearing heavy plate mail, chain mail, whatever.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying it's like they stopped being a warrior at the neck.
Well, there's no real there's no real downside to wearing a plate helmet other than, like, I guess maybe reduced visibility, but it doesn't, like, reduce your mobility that much, I suppose. And hey, it's pretty...
it just looks weird. It looks incongruent. And, you know, by now someone in the comments has already stopped watching the video so that they can get on my case for complaining about this. But, you know, I just, this kind of flies in the face of practicality, but I do like armor that looks consistent from head to foot, regardless of whether it's going for the agile or the plate armor function. And these guys just sort of look like MMORPG players who don't have a hide helmet option, you know?
Look at these fancy schmancy robes these black mages are wearing now. That's how you know they're of the next level.
Again, like, this is RPG logic, but, you know, after the first, like, wave of mooks doesn't work, why don't the bad guys send their strongest mooks immediately? Instead of waiting until the end of the game.
Because, no, the first wave of mooks is never supposed to work. They're cannon fodder. They're supposed to wear the enemy down for the better mooks. That's how warfare works. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work in Final Fantasy, because if you can one-hit kill everything, you're not wearing much down.
No.